2021 is rolling along. Let's check in on those resolutions that you threw out there a few weeks ago and see how we're doing. I am Kyle Walker, and this is the Hitting the Wall podcast. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for what is, Season 4, Episode 2 of the Hitting the Wall podcast. Glad to be back here in 2021. We touched on it very briefly last week, but we're in a new year, and so 2021, we always like to do what? We do our little resolutions. We're in all the things that we're going to do better in 2021. Last week, we talked about all the things that we need to leave in 2020. So this week, we're going to talk about what we want to take forward into 2021, but we're going to be very specific about it. Because if you take a look at resolutions, my resolutions, your resolutions, whoever does resolutions, what do they always seem to revolve around? They always seem to revolve around our weight or our appearance or our fitness levels, our levels of physical fitness. And that's where we're really going to kind of focus on today. Because if there's something that I've noticed in the world, and you've noticed, and everyone's noticed, is nobody is ever happy with the way that they look. I have actually seen studies where only about 23% of people are happy with their physical appearance, happy with the way that the world sees them. And so that leaves a whole helping of us who are unhappy with how we look. And you can absolutely count me among them. I have body image issues the same as everyone else. And so that's something, let's talk about that today, because there's a few problems that we have with these body image issues, okay? What's one of the main factors that determines how we feel about our own bodies? Well, it's the perception of how we're supposed to look, right? If you're on any of the social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or all these other ones, most of the time when you see a picture of someone, you're seeing their best self. You're seeing the Instagram models, or you're seeing the celebrities, or you're even seeing people that you know, but maybe they're dressed up for a date night, or they're getting ready for holiday photos and Christmas pictures, and we're always seeing the best that people have to offer. You're not really ever seeing people posting on Facebook who just rolled out of bed and said, "Oh boy, I'm going to take a selfie." No, that's never how it is. Even when I post a picture, I try to kind of mind how it looks, make it look as best as it can. I mean, it is shooting this face, so that's difficult to do. But even when I'm posting on social media, I want people to see my best. Well, people will see that, even if it's from me or if it's from someone else, and they'll start getting these unreal expectations of how they're always supposed to look. Okay, you're not always going to look like you're dressed for a Christmas party, or that your makeup is perfect, or that your hair is wonderful. So that's one of the things that goes into our body image issues. And then I know for me, I don't know about you all, but for me, the weight aspect is what always enters my mind, especially when we're coming into the first of a year and we're going to flip a calendar and everything's going to be great, and I'm going to be so motivated, and I'm going to start working out, and I'm going to lose all the weight, and it's going to be great. And this bouncing around in the chair is the most exercise I've gotten here in the new year. Just because we flip a calendar, like we talked about last week, doesn't mean that everything is great and everything is perfect and we're going to suddenly drop 40 pounds. I wish it were that easy, but it is not. It is not. So what we have to do, what I feel we should do, is really try and wrap our heads around this idea of body image, okay? We can always improve ourselves. There are very, very, very few of us who cannot. But one of the biggest aspects of improving yourself, yeah, you can go and you can run and you can hit the weights and you can try and lose all the weight and you can do this, that, and the other. But if you're beating yourself up over it, I don't think you're going to have a lot of success. You really need to learn to be patient with yourself. You need to invest, as they say, in the process, because completely restructuring your life and coming up with healthy habits and healthy routines, it is a process. What they say, it takes 30 days of doing something before it becomes a habit or becomes normal. And here we haven't even been through 30 days of the year. But so many people I'm seeing over on the social media world are already falling off the wagon out of frustration. oh, I did this, this, and this, and I didn't see results, so I better throw my hands up and just say the heck with all of it. Well, that's unfortunately not how any of this works. You have to be patient in the process in order to achieve your results. And let's be honest, if you're the result you're looking for is weight loss, that is a slow burn, my friends. That takes a long time before you start seeing the fruits of your labor. So they say, oh man, I was reading this, it's been a long time. They say it takes over 30 days for like a stranger, or let's say a coworker, or no, not even a coworker, for a friend. It takes about 30 days of diet and exercise before maybe a friend who doesn't see you all the time might notice that you are losing some weight. Now, if it's a coworker or a family member, someone who sees you pretty semi-regular, I think it takes up to 60 days. And then it takes up to about 90 days before you can actually see it in yourself. And really, 90 days for all of us who want that instant gratification, 90 days is a huge investment in time. So if you're starting now, that means you may not see any results in yourself. And I'm not even talking huge results. You may not see any results until spring break. And I know that is hard to fathom considering we just passed the holidays. But with all the work you're doing, if you stick with it, you're not seeing results until spring break. Maybe even after that. Let's say the end of the school year. Granted, maybe you'll have your summer body by then. And if so, good on you. But we are so impatient with ourselves that we just seem to jump off this wagon as quick as we jump on it. We only ever seem to jump on it, I don't know, with about a week and a half left of December and decide this is what we are going to do when the calendar flips over. This is how I am going to live my life. I will be perfect and I will never mess up and I will never have a bad meal and I will never have a drink and I will never drink soda again. And I'm going to do all of this for the entire next calendar year. And then you go and you get blitzed on New Year's Eve and you wake up on New Year's Day and you order yourself a pizza because you don't feel like cooking. And then already everything has gone to pot and, well, I guess better luck next year, right? That's kind of how it seems to work out at times. So we have this problem where we're going to beat ourselves up. We're going to immediately fall off the wagon because we made a mistake. We're going to give ourselves no grace. We're going to give ourselves no leeway and we're going to fall off and it's going to be over. And then we're just going to kind of do our thing and mope about and be mad all the way up until next year. And then we're going to do it all over again. And it's just that same vicious cycle of get your hopes up, reality smacks you in the face, discouragement for the next 10 and a half months. Let's stop doing all that. Okay? And trust me, I'm in the boat with you. And the reason I wanted to do this episode kind of so early in the year is, trust me, I am self-pep talking. There's no way to finish that sentence except I am self-pep talking myself here. I have been working to formulate the plan for success for myself to start getting to the physical fitness goals that I have. Because trust me, I am not where I want to be. I know people think that maybe body image stuff pertains to females only. Well, hold on, one more time for good measure. Totally not true. I totally have issues when I look into the mirror and I see the reflection looking back at me. I don't like my hair. I don't like that the good Lord decided to take all my hair. I have a wonderful hat collection, but trust me, I'd rather have the full head of hair that I used to have in high school that was full and beautiful. And yeah, it's been gone for a long time now. I wish that I had a much better physique. I back in 2019, and people even said so when they were watching the show, you all could see it, I dropped almost 40 pounds back in the fall of 2019. It wasn't some wonder drug. It wasn't some surgery. It was, I removed my head from my keister. I did what I was supposed to do. I ate correctly. I exercised. I got my sleep. And when I fell off the wagon, which happens, instead of having a cheat day or a cheat month, I kind of limited the damage at a cheat meal, shall we say. Maybe sometimes it was a cheat 2 meals, but I didn't let it snowball. Because trust me, it snowballs quicker than you think. So yeah, there was a period of time where I was doing really well. And so I've been trying to wrap my mind around the process that I followed before, that I had good success with, and I'm getting ready to attempt it again. Now, of course, first of the year seems like a good time to try and start fresh. You're away from all the holiday goodies, you're away from all the candy canes and the cookies and more of the cookies, and then that third batch of cookies and the ordering the pizza and drinking the booze. And I drank the booze, and trust me, I drank more of the booze. This is a good time to hit the reset button. Okay, and I'm not calling it a resolution. It's not just because we flipped the calendar over. It's because the holidays are over, and I feel like I've got all this time now that we can just kind of invest in ourselves. And that's another big point, is it's an investment in yourself. And trust me, investing in yourself is difficult when you have outside influences. See, we've said social media is a big detriment to our, how we see ourselves. Well, so are friends, families, work. These are all detriments as well. Not that they give us negative views of ourselves, but they prohibit us from spending the time that we want to spend on ourselves. Okay, I would love if I could just wake up in the morning, roll out to the gym, spend a good 2, 3, 4 hours. I'll do my cardio, I'll do some weights, I'll go sit in the steam room. Maybe I'll go hit the whirlpool for a little bit, and then I'll just shower up and I can head home and get on with the rest of my day. I can't do that. I got to go to work. Like you, I have to go work. I can't spend 4 hours every day at the gym. And when you're done with your work day, who wants to go to the gym for 4 hours? I want to go home. I want to sit down and not be sitting at a desk chair. I don't want to have to sit in front of a computer screen. I just want to go relax, throw something on TV, put on some flannel pants, and I'm good to go. Again, terrible for motivation. But if you've got family or you have a job, you have responsibilities that take you away from working on yourself. And that's one of the things that leads to us not looking the way that we want to look. And trust me, I don't have the magical answer for that. I really don't. I can't tell you what to do about your friends and family. I can think back to this. I think back to when I, as an adult, went back to college. And it was an accelerated program. It was for adults. And they told me, they're like, look, you have to be able to invest in this education, into getting this degree. It is going to take time outside of the classroom for you to do this. And you kind of have to get your family on board with what you're doing. So in that capacity was get your family on board with, you're going to need the time to do homework. You need the one night a week to go to class. You're going to need to be able to, maybe have your spouse, if you have that, spouse is on kid duty while you're over here working on your degree. Well, really, the physical fitness part is kind of the same thing. You need to get your family on board with this. And honestly, when the weather's nice, and I realize in January it's not, but when the weather's nice, you need to make it a family thing where everyone can be outside, everyone can be doing something physical. But you got to get your family on board. You got to get your spouse or significant other, or if your kids are old enough, just, they need to be able to handle themselves. But you need to be able to find the time or carve the time out of your schedule to maybe focus a little bit more on your own physical fitness. Because again, it was just like getting a degree. It's just like anything you want to do to improve yourself, you have to find the time to do it. You have to make the time to do it. Trust me, I hate it. I hate the fact that we are all given the same amount of hours, minutes, and seconds in one day. We all have the exact same amount. There are those who find it to perfect their physical appearance, and there's those of us who don't. This guy. In terms, I hate that that's the same thing. Like, I feel like they have a lot more time than I do. But no, they really don't. Their priorities are different. And we have to make our physical fitness and making our bodies look the way we want them and improving our own body image. And again, I'm not saying perfection, just improving your own body image. We have to find the time to do it. Again, I'm making my plans. I am getting my calendars ready. I'm getting my food ready. I'm finding those holes in my schedule where I can get the exercise in that I need to do. And that's something that we need to do. So all of this was brought on, not only because it's the beginning of the year, but I saw the most ridiculous thing. And please tell me in the chat section if I'm completely out of line here, because if I am, I apologize. But this annoyed the crap out of me. So apparently, and I will be the first to admit, I don't know much about this woman. There's a singer, not really my style of music, but there's a singer out there, and her name is Lizzo. Okay. Again, don't know much about her. From what I've seen from news coverage, she is a bigger gal, doesn't wear much. So bigger gal who doesn't wear much. Her big thing has been positive body image. I'm about that. I am totally on board. I couldn't tell you the first thing about her music, but I get that one of her big things is positive body image. Yes, I happen to be a bigger person. I am wearing what I want, and I'm completely comfortable in my own skin doing it. Dude, applaud. Like, respect. I'm all about that. And so on she goes with life. She has recently re-entered the news because it's come out that she is trying to lose weight. And I did not catch the means that she was trying to use, if she was going to go with the surgery or the Weight Watchers program or, whatever, a nutritionist. I'm sure she's got the money for that. However it was, and people attacked her. They attacked viciously this woman, calling her a hypocrite and calling her a liar, simply because she went from, I'm positive body image, I'm comfortable in my own skin, to I want to lose weight, and maybe, for whatever her reasons are. I don't even know her reasons. I won't even try and pretend like I know her reasons. And people went nuts. And I'm thinking to myself, this is stupid. Like, this is seriously messed up. How in the hell are you going to fault someone for trying to improve themselves? She can be comfortable in her own skin, and she can be comfortable being whatever size, wearing whatever. But you cannot at any point fault someone for trying to improve themselves. If she's going to feel better about herself by dropping some extra lbs, more power to her. How in the hell are you going to attack someone about that? It doesn't mean she doesn't like bigger people, or she's now suddenly got these negative comments to say of people that size, bigger sizes, smaller sizes, but not perfect sizes. No, she wants to improve herself. If she had gone back and said, I want to go get a master's degree, no one would be jumping her. No one would say a word. It'd be like, oh, good job out of you trying to get a better education, past your years as a student. Go be a non-traditional student and go ahead and get that degree. Good job. But no, because she wants to lose some weight, people are going to jump her? What? This does not make sense to me. This makes no sense. So again, it was this that really made me think. It's like, what are we doing here with the whole body image issue? We're going to attack someone for trying to better themselves. We're going to, and you've seen it online. Trust me, you've seen it online. And this goes, I'm harkening back, I'm circling back to the social media aspect of it, which I really think has the biggest effect and influence on people who are trying to lose weight. It's totally social media. Because let's be honest, and I've got friends of mine who are going to watch this episode and then are guilty of what I'm about to say. And trust me, I'm not calling y'all out. But if it makes you think a little bit, I'm okay with that. I'll just use myself again as an example, and I'm not trying to make it the me show, even though it kind of is the me show because I'm the only one here. But I'm a bigger guy. I'm fluffy, as Gabriel Iglesias would say. I'm a fluffy individual. But if you know me, I like running races. I like running 5Ks, do some 10Ks. I've got 7 full marathons under my belt. Woo! But when I post that I have signed up for a race, that I'm at a race, that I finished a race, that I want to do another race, that I'm going to do this race over here, whatever, I always catch hell. I always catch hell. And it's not mean. It's not mean-spirited. It's that sarcastic crap that people want to throw at you. And look, I'm fine with the sarcastic crap. I understand what I am. I understand I'm the fat guy running the 5K. And I'll circle to a story here in a second. I get all that, okay? But if you know me, you know I'm fine. You can make the jokes and it's okay. It only bothers me a little bit. But there are those who might sign up for a 5K who have never done one, who are petrified to get out there and do it. And when you crack wise on Facebook, when they post something about it, whether you know it or not, whether you're just trying to be friendly or just trying to be funny, you're being discouraging. That's 100. What do the kids say? Keeping it 100. That's 100% what you're doing. You are discouraging even if it's not your intent. So what I want to try and challenge everyone to do, especially now in January, and yeah, I get it. It's easy to make the New Year's resolution jokes. It's easy to say, oh, you won't be at the gym by February. It's easy to do all that. Do the difficult thing and support the shit out of them. Applaud when they check in at the gym. Applaud when they say, I ran a mile without stopping. Applaud when they say, I did 5-mile walk in the snow, or I ran with my dog, or I pushed the stroller. I played a game of basketball. Whatever they might do, trust me, it is 100 times better for you to applaud their efforts than to just try and get a little chuckle from the other people in the comments section on Facebook. Trust me. I know from what I'm speaking. And look, again, talking about you try and do something and having a negative effect. Again, if you're trying to be a jerk on Facebook, it can have a negative effect. That's no kidding. But even when you're not trying to be one, this still burns my hide. So back in 2019, I did the Grandma's Marathon. So it's a full marathon, 26.2 miles. It's in Duluth, Minnesota. I was awful. I did not train correctly. I didn't train well. I was trying to wing it. I knew I was in trouble from the opening gun, but man, I was struggling. Well, this whole time I'm doing the race, there's these group of, I don't know, I'll probably put them late 20s, maybe early 30s. It was like 2 guys and 3 girls, and they never ran. They power walked the whole thing. They are those power walkers, those really, really fast walkers. And again, I'm trying to run. I run, I walk, I run, I walk, I run, I walk. Eventually, at like, I don't know, mile 21, 22, they finally pulled past me. I never caught back up with them, and they went on. And when I crossed the finish line later, they were all right there. And they congratulated me on finishing, which was really nice. I mean, thank you to them for that. But the way they did it and the way they phrased things, it was clearly, wow, look at the accomplishment of the fat kid. And again, I was gracious. I was also exhausted, and I wasn't really going to argue with anybody. But just the way that they presented it actually hurt more than it helped. And so while we're in this period of people who may not normally be doing something, trying to do something to better themselves, even if you're going to give them a compliment, just make sure it helps more than it hurts. Okay, you can be the jackass, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But even if you're going to try and pay the compliment, just be careful. Because if it comes off kind of snarky or backhanded, it's going to be just as discouraging as if you said, hey, fatty, sit down. And so, again, because I blame social media for most of the ills of the world, I definitely lump it into this category of it can do a lot of harm rather than good, even in the issues of body image and fitness, and just people trying to get back in shape. And so I really want to caution you. So just be aware of that. So look, if someone is making the journey, and if they're really trying, if they're dedicated, I beg you to applaud everything they do. And again, it doesn't matter how small. It does not matter if the person that you know has more time doing Netflix marathons than anything else. When they get out and say, you know what, tonight, instead of watching another TV show, I went on a walk or I went and ran a mile, man, applaud that. It's not going to hurt you to do it. Save the snarky comments for something else. That's fine. And actually show a little compassion and a little love for people who are out there trying. Because I'm going to be one of those chumps out there trying. Guaranteed. And that's why I chose my shirt for tonight. Do better. And that is what I'm going to try and do. Okay? Because honestly, there's going to be the days where motivation fails you, and that's when you got to fall back on discipline. And I need to do better at discipline. yeah, there's days I just I want to go have 20 buffalo wings with 3 beers and just forget about the world. There are those days. Those days are not going to get me any closer to my goals. And so it is the discipline. It's like, okay, even if I can't go out and run today, or if I can't get that exercise, I can still eat right. I can still drink water instead of, regular strength soda, because I'm a Coke fiend, and I mean soda. Get off. But I could drink a 2-liter Coke, no problem, when really I just need to go have a couple glasses of water. That's one of my big struggles. So yeah, when do better. When your motivation's not there, fall back on your discipline, but you got to work on getting those good habits going. 30 days at least to get a good habit going. And then 30 days for someone else to see your results. 60 days for someone close to you to see the results. 90 days for you to see the results. But if we all stick with it, and if we all do better, we can start seeing some results. And trust me, you will have no bigger cheerleader in this world than this fat boy sitting right here. And hopefully by the time we're seeing results, I'm less of the fat boy sitting right here. And then we'll all be excited and we'll go out for sugar-free ice cream. Boy, that just sounds awful, doesn't it? But yeah. So look, that's my little spiel for tonight. I know that this is a problem that affects a lot of people, whether you know it or not, because really I can't hang out with hardly anyone without some kind of comment being made about appearance or weight. And again, not mean. People make fun of themselves. I make fun of myself all the time. My self-deprecating humor is terrible and huge. It's as big as I am. See? Proven point right there. So look, so just try and be a little nice to each other, give each other a little grace. Understand that if anyone is doing this work, if anyone is working hard, you need to applaud them and cheer them on and not be the snarky smartass that knocks them down a peg just because they're trying to do right and they're trying to do better. Let's be supportive. Deal? Cool? Sweet. All right. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Please, please, please like, share, comment, do all the social media type crap that really helps a podcast grow. And again, we're going until June. If I'm still paying out of pocket for the show in June, we're going to shut it down. So I ask you to go to www.hittingthewall.com and hittingthewallpodcast.com. Dagnabbit, I messed up my own URL. And please donate, again, $2 a month. If enough people did $2 a month, we'd have no worries, and we can expand the reach of the show, and everything would be just lovely. Like, wow. So anyway, hey, we will be back next week, and we'll talk about something else. Cool? All right. Night, everybody.